When a storm knocks out power like we've seen with Ida, it can put people, it's a pain, but it also can be very dangerous. That's why two local nonprofits are teaming up to find a more efficient way to keep the power on without using generators. The idea is to create solar panels on neighborhood restaurants and keep them running in the aftermath of the storms and create a community oasis without using a generator. Joining us now with more on that is Devin De Wulf. He is a member of the Feed the Second Line and the crew of Red Beans, and been a guest on this show many times. Good to see you again. And what's your plan behind this?
Yeah, so what we just learned in New Orleans with the power outage is a very important lesson, and we have to get prepared for the next hurricane season. If we install solar panels and batteries onto restaurants around the city, those restaurants will be prepared, and when the power grid goes out, those restaurants will still have power. And then they can run their ice machines, they can feed their neighbors, they can actually become the first responders for the community, instead of throwing out all their food, because when they lose power, they create a lot of food waste.
Yeah.
So if we get solar panels and these batteries to those restaurants, it'll make our communities a lot better.
And I've got to say, a lot of restaurants that did lose power did the right thing. They gave the food away. They, set up cooking stations and cooked meals for people. So, a lot of restaurants do step up when the worst does happen. And when I first heard you guys were talking about the solar panels, I thought, gee, I wonder if you could expand that to some gas stations. So some gas stations could have gas, because people were dying for fuel to get in their cars if they wanted to get out or evacuate or whatever.
Yeah, and it's also solar panels and solar batteries. The battery is the most important part, because that allows any house or any business to make their own power and use their own power. If you just have solar panels but no battery, you're doing nothing when the power goes out. But I think these things should be installed all over the place. I think restaurants are maybe the first step, because they can feed the community.
Yeah.
And what you're talking about, where the restaurants were doing that, what they were really doing was clearing out their freezer and using it before it goes to waste.
Right.
If they have power, their freezers are not going to have that problem. Their refrigerators are going to be running. Their ice machines are going to be running. They can put a phone charging station outside of their, outside the business for the community. There's many, many, many benefits to that type of thing. And I think it's an investment that we really need to make, because we just suffered through a terrible week of 100-degree weather, and elders, literally dying because of the heat. So this is a solution. And the best part is it'll save money for those restaurants every single month on their energy bills. So anybody who gets a solar panel plus batteries, it pays for itself over time.
And we're seeing more and more people understand this and take in the idea and say, this technology is the wave of the future. It's where, power is going.
Yeah, it's just smart, because all you need is the sun to have power this way. And, you don't have to worry about the gas supply or buying gas for your generator. You don't have to worry about carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah.
I have a friend who has a whole home gas generator, and it broke. There's a part that broke on it. This solar technology with the batteries is very simple, very straightforward. And in an emergency like Hurricane Ida, it would be life-saving. And it really would make our city a lot stronger and better positioned to help our people.
And quickly, Devin, I got to go, but what is the price compared to a generator for a solar panel and battery?
Yeah, so the batteries and the solar panels are definitely an investment, and that's why we want to crowdfund. We want to raise money to install these things around the city so that the restaurants don't have to pay for them. The price depends on the amount of power that you need. So if you have a small shotgun, for example, you don't need as many solar power panels. You don't need as many batteries. The batteries cost about $2,000 a piece. So it's a bit of money, but like I said, it for itself.
All right, thank you very much. And Feed the Second Line is also working to secure repair and help culture bearers' homes after the storm. If you'd like to learn more about what they do and how to donate, you can always visit feedthesecondline.org. They do a great job of helping out people. 985-209-0712. Anyway, we'll get to that.